Well, hello. Uh, I decided to pop out here and just do a little, quick little chat here. I've got to pick some of these leaves off of this tree here. I've got a picture frame that I want to glue the leaves all over, just for an effect, like a textured effect. And I want to get them before they get too big. I'm looking for little small leaves. So I'm going to pick a bunch of those. And I guess we'll dry them or not. Let's see how the best way for them to glue down. And then I'm going to glue them all over the surface of the picture frame. It'll just be a nice effect. Well, this is the frame that I'm going to cover with the leaves. It's basically just cut out of 3/4 inch plywood. So what I did was I put this edge banding all around the corners here in the event that it's not completely covered with leaves. You won't see that plywood edge on there. What I plan to do is to stain this similar color to the leaves. The leaves have sort of a reddish tint, so I may get a reddish, or I may just go with a brown and have like a red-green contrast on there. But I've got a rabbit on here where the picture will fit inside. And what I plan to do is to randomly lay the leaves here, maybe overlap them, maybe not. I got to see if they look better just spaced out with background wood showing, or just completely cover it with leaves. I've got to kind of decide what I'm going to do there. But that's basically what I'm going to do. Well, I'm going to be picking some of these leaves here. I'm going to stick them to the picture frame. So, get some of these things before they get too big. I'm looking for some fairly small leaves that I can stick onto the picture frame. It's a nice little Japanese maple. And that's what I need, quite a few. Make sure I've got enough. I don't want to be just a few short, so I'd rather have a few extra and not enough. Well, I got a pretty good pile of leaves here. This ought to be enough for what I have in mind. So what I'm going to do now, press them in a book, I guess, be probably the best way is just sort of dry them out. And when they're dry and flat, then I can laminate them to the picture frame. Okay, what I'm doing here is I got all these leaves that I picked from the tree out back. I'm going to just press them in here to flatten them out. I figure I better go down and start at the back of the book here. And I'm just going to spread them out like this, and I can put weight on the book and kind of compress everything. I'll put as many as I can put on a page here and spread them out. And flip a page over and put some more down, and just keep going until we get them all pressed in place here. Put a few out like that. Then we close the book. Put them under pressure, and that should be that. Okay, what I'm doing here now is I'm painting some stain, it's actually a dye, onto this frame. And I decided to at least start out with a brown. I'm going to laminate the leaves onto it. And it may look good just as it is. That's why I'm going with brown first. But I had the idea, since the picture is black and white and primarily a gray tone, that I would maybe spray a little bit of grayish colored highlights onto the leaves, or maybe just coat the whole thing out, spray it all in gray. We'll just see how it looks when we're all done with it. But in the meantime, we're just going to paint on this this brown. We're going to wipe it off because it's quite dark as it is, but it'll be lighter when we wipe it down, get the excess off. So let it soak in for a little while. And then when it's dry, we see how it looks, and then we'll start laminating the leaves. Well, we got the leaves all dried, taken out of the book. I've laid out on the frame what I have in mind here. And by the way, I originally had it stained brown, but it was a little bit too dark. There wasn't enough contrast between the leaves and the frame, so I went with more of the gray color for the frame. I think it'll look a little bit better. You can see the leaves a little bit better. I've got plenty of extra leaves over here too, should I need them for this or perhaps another project. So next we're going to show you how we glue them on. I was originally going to use wood glue on these, but I'd have to brush them on, and the leaves being so delicate, I'm afraid I'd be breaking them. So what I decided to do instead was use a spray adhesive. So we'll see how that works. It should go faster and it should be less stressful on the leaves. There we go. Just stick it on like that. And that's fine. See, what I'm going to do is when these are all glued on, I'm going to spray some clear over it to kind of seal everything in. As long as everything is tacked down good, I'll put several coats of clear over that, and that should seal everything in very nicely. Well, there you have it. Went pretty well, and I would definitely recommend using the spray adhesive as opposed to the wood glue and a brush. I think I would have really had a lot of trouble because the leaves are so delicate. And you probably could see in that time lapse there that I had a couple messed up. They just disintegrated. I had to actually scrape them off and replace them with another leaf. So it's a good thing I had the extra here. It came out pretty well, and it worked very easy. Better than I thought, actually. Like I said, with the spray adhesive, just basically touch them and they're instantly down where you want them. So the next step is going to be to spray this with some clear, and we'll do that next. Well, here's the finished picture here. I mounted it in the frame, matted it in this piece of clear plexiglass over the front to protect it. The leaves came out nice, makes a nice texture on there, just something a little bit unusual. This is not my artwork. This is something that Nancy did. And I thought I'd frame it for her and give it to her as a birthday present. So I hope you enjoy this and maybe got some ideas from how we decorated this frame. And if you like this, please subscribe, and we'll catch you in the next video.